cinema, Eduardo Miranda, preparou uma surpresa para você. Ele conversou com o ator Jeff Goldblum, o protagonista do filme O Mundo Perdido. Jeff conta como foi feita a continuação de O Parque dos Dinossauros.
What is it?
Mommy's very angry.
Hoje o nosso making-off é muito especial, pois iremos visitar os terríveis sets de gravação do mais novo filme de Steven Spielberg, que já estava parado há 3 anos e agora volta com a continuação de O Parque dos Dinossauros, é O Mundo Perdido. Mas vale a pena lembrar que hoje estamos muito bem acompanhados pelo matemático Ian Malcolm, ou melhor, Jeff Goldblum, que é o astro desse novo filme. Jeff, O Parque dos Dinossauros, Independence Day e agora O Mundo Perdido. Como você se sente fazendo parte de filmes que são grandes sucessos de bilheteria?
Blockbusters, well, Eduardo, it's great, you know, it's so great. I'm grateful for it. It's like I feel very lucky, you know.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to be in even one of these movies that where it's, you know, opens up around the world and everybody's excited about seeing it. I have friends who say, what's it about? Oh, don't tell me, I have to wait to see it. And then I sneak in the back of the theater sometimes. I think it's going to open up here Friday, right? And I think I'll sneak in the back of a theater and see how it plays here because it's fun to see people. In this movie especially, it's gripping for 2 hours. People are like adrenaline high and jumping out of their seats. So it's really fun. And then it's, you know, it's good for me to be in, you know, can you imagine a few movies? And
I think so.
It's good for me, you know, people are offering me things. It's
All right.
sweet.
Jeff, qual é a história do Mundo Perdido?
There's an island with just dinosaurs on it for the last 4 years, ever since the last incident there. No fences, no park, no people. It's just been, so it's a kind of a window onto prehistoric times. My character, at this point, I don't want to go, you know, Richard Attenborough's, John Hammond wants me to go again. I certainly won't go. It's a very bad idea. I know that what the audience knows, that mixing people with dinosaurs is just the worst idea in the civilized world. But he tells me my girlfriend, who I love terrifically, is on the island already. He talked her into going somehow. I don't want to give anything away, but it sparks a hot nerve in me, and I have to go down to this place I don't want to go to and rescue her. And then my daughter's there, and we find out that I'm fiercely protective of my family, and I kind of am willing to risk myself, sacrifice myself against more dinosaurs than you've ever seen in your life, you know, to save them.
Como é trabalhar com Steven Spielberg?
Steven Spielberg is so great. He's such an interesting person, you know. He's so, you know, he's a humanitarian, and he's got 7 kids and a wonderful wife, and he's doing movies at the same time. So he's just somebody you'd love to talk to and ask questions. He's so friendly and down to earth, and will talk to you about anything. It's great to just be on the set with him and just talk to him. And he's interested in you. You know, he's a listener like, you know, talented people are. And then as a director, he's masterful, knows what he's doing, knows what he wants, is very prepared, is energized. We came in 6 days under schedule on this movie, yeah. And then, but on the set, spontaneous. He doesn't rehearse really very much, and you get on, he turns on the camera, and he's loose and is making stuff up, and wants you to make stuff up, and you're doing it together. Really spectacular.
Em diversas cenas, tanto você como os outros atores, incluindo os figurantes, tiveram que contracenar com dinossauros invisíveis, que mais tarde seriam incluídos pela indústria Light and Magic. Como foi gravar essas cenas?
It's challenging. You know, it's challenging. I was a little more familiar with it this time because I'd done it the first time a little bit. But it's tricky. You have to first, you can imagine, have them explain to you where it's going to be exactly, so you're looking in the right place, and what it's going to be doing as specifically as possible. But then, more challenging than that, I think, is to, you know, create this experience so it's real to the audience, of being, you know, in contact with this awesome creature or this life and death encounter, and to sort of make that real for yourself takes a little imagination, a little exercise of your fantasy life.
All right. Existem também os dinossauros animatrônicos do genial Stan Winston. Como eles eram? Como era contracenar com eles?
Amazing, Eduardo. The first time they were good, but all the computer technology and Stan Winston's models all kind of upgraded themselves. So you'll see in the movie that they do that's more realistic looking, and they do more elaborate and sophisticated things. The models that were on set were unbelievably real this time and refined in their movements, so you really felt like you were in contact with real dinosaurs. It was frightening.
No filme existe uma sequência fantástica, onde o laboratório de pesquisa é empurrado para o penhasco por dois tiranossauros terríveis. Como foi gravar esta sequência?
We shot that scene for over a month, I think. Yeah, on and off. There were a couple of sound stages where they had these rigs of those big trailers hanging over a kind of a cliff, and we would have to get into this thing, and wet and muddy as we were in that scene, and you know, for days at a time, and be hung by, we had a little kind of a belt and a wire keeping us up, but you know, I got blisters and we had sore muscles, and we were just struggling and climbing, and especially we were supposed to be acting out the last few minutes possibly of our life, and my daughter is someplace, so it's a very intense thing.
Os sensacionais cenários do Site B, montados nos gigantescos estúdios da Universal, logo farão parte do tour do parque temático da própria Universal Studios. Como eles eram? Como era filmar neles?
Brilliantly designed sets and built. When I first saw them, I couldn't believe we shot all those at night, in fact. But I saw this thing in the daytime. It's not far from the Psycho House, you know, with Tony Perkins used, and Alfred Hitchcock used. Yeah, they're sort of, you can see one from the other. It's an amazing thing to see this whole thing.
Em algum momento de O Mundo Perdido, você teve que usar ou pensou em usar um dublê?
Yes, frankly, we did. You know, I did a lot of the stuff, and it was a very physical. But yeah, there was some stuff that only the stunt people could do. I had a wonderful stuntman named Tom Morga, who did great things for me.
Yeah. Se algum dia fosse possível clonar dinossauros, você apoiaria essa ideia?
I think it would be good advice. What the film kind of suggests, which is before you do anything like that, make sure it's for the best reasons, and you've really thought the thing out very thoroughly. It's not just to make money, and it's really for the benefit of all. And with all science that we can do remarkable things with now, we can be destructive and misguided, and we have to be particularly ethical and clear-headed about what we're doing. I don't know the answer to that, but hopefully we would have the best thinking about it.
Para finalizar, você poderia dizer quais são seus próximos projetos?
Well, you know, right in the near future, I'm going to continue this. I just came from Tokyo and Hong Kong, and now I'm going to continue promoting the movie in Buenos Aires and Mexico City, and then I go to Europe and Scandinavia.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much for your interview. Success that you are.
This is magnificent.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.